the whole company had those realizations when we were like, oh my goodness, the camera is catching everything. They are literally all around us.
You know, Sheryl, I always assume that a camera's on me, even when I'm not at work. The interesting thing about the characters, all of them, is that in less deft hands, they could be tropes. They could be stereotypes.
Also $100 known as a C note. You Sicilian? Italian? You from South?
Honestly, to tell you the truth, I don't know if I have an approach to comedy as much as I have an approach to characters and to bring.
Agree with that.
There's this thing where people think that we are ad-libbing so much around the show. We are not ad-libbing. I would say that 97% of what you see about Abbott Elementary is already on the page.
Look, every once in a while, you get a Sheryl Lee Ralph busting in the room with Sweet Baby Jesus and the grown one, too. And then nobody wrote that.
Okay, all right. We need to just make sure that this is an isolated incident.
Yeah.
And,
Sweet baby Jesus and the grown one too. My discs have been dissed.
We have different styles. My character can go to a wisecrack. Barbara Howard is serious and thinks she's serious, but that doesn't mean the character's not funny. In her if you go
There's
after
a lot of life that is very serious, that is also very funny.
I can't believe this is what they're serving the children.
If you as an actor try to go for funny, it's not funny. If you're playing the truth, then the situation is funny. You said one day, oh, I don't think I'm funny. Like you as Sheryl. I'm like, are you insane?
It's the fact that I don't think, okay, I may be humorous and funny in my life, but it's not like I'm going to write 30 minutes of jokes and get up on stage and tell
That's
jokes
called not
funny
being a
like
stand-up comic. That doesn't mean you're not extremely funny when you play the truth of the scene. It's funny.
My dedication to character, to let the character live, and if her side eye happens to come out funny, then there it is.
One joystick. Wait, does that mean that you're like secretly Mormon?
No.
Oh, you should be, because you need more men. Can I get it?
Barbara.
I'm sorry, Janine, but that was actually very clever.
Melissa is a tough broad. That's what she wants the world to see. The truth of that character is pulling her student's little bunny rabbit plate head from a drawer and saying, this was from my first time that I did this project. And that's why it matters so much to her.
I've been doing this project for 15 years. It's the first thing I did that the kids really loved. This one's from my first year.
It's the soft moments that support the toughness where she wants to take her earrings off and go ham on that art teacher who ripped her books up. And that's why an audience can go, oh, she's not a one-note character.
That's really something that I love about Abbott Elementary, is that Abbott Elementary is showing a lot of people across the country what they don't know. And that is that there are very, very many underfunded, undersupported schools, and these teachers need help. They need support because they are doing something wonderful.
I asked Ava to make a video to promote your wish list because it worked for me, and I knew your class needed stuff, and it got a lot of attention, clearly, because it was a bit over the top.
How far over the top?
Really, really over the top. Like, if you went to the top, you wouldn't be able to find it because it was way up there. I'm sorry. I just wanted you to have all the tools you deserve and that your kids deserve.
My kids don't have half the supplies they need most of the time, but they don't need to know that.
Yeah, but I saw your kids painting with empty watercolors. It's our job.
Our job is to build them up, make them confident. Is it nice to have stuff? Sure. But my students do not need to feel less than because they do not have stuff.
That was a deep moment. And then it is followed up by Janine saying, so are you going to return all this stuff? And Barbara Hart says, hell no.
Are you gonna give the stuff back?
Oh, hell no. I'm keeping all of that. Besides, do you know how expensive those staplers are?
They're so expensive.
It's that wonderful way of delivering a hard lesson and letting it settle with the humor of the reality of the situation.
Well, she does that quite a bit, in my episode where I'm thinking about dating a guy.
Don't miss me too much while I'm gone.
You wish.
Girl, that man likes you. Ask him out.
No. My ex was a firefighter, and if he taught me anything, it's no men in uniforms. Because somehow you wind up making their car payments and sleeping at your sister's after a fight.
There was a whole thing about divorced women, what it feels like when you're afraid to put yourself back out there. And that's based on people that she knows that reach that age and are concerned about stuff. So there's all sorts of stuff about age.
How do we approach aging in America, in our society, in our community? What does aging look like? So I find that very interesting. And the fact
really interesting.
I like, from my character's point of view, looking at that moment with Gregory, where it's like, look, we have to talk. You're having a problem with a child's parent. And if you're asking me for my opinion, you need to talk to me.
Can we talk now, please?
We could, but there isn't much more to say other than you need to talk to the parent.
Look, I understand. There just has to be another way to do this other than awkwardly talking to the parent first thing in the morning.
Well, try it this way. You could talk to your student's parent right now.
Love the fact that attention was paid to the fact that if you have a problem, you must use your words and talk to the other human being. Actually have a conversation. You don't always need to text somebody something. Some folks don't live by their phone alone. Some folks have a life.
It goes both ways. Maybe Barbara and Melissa are not as tech savvy. So the kids, the young kids bring them, oh, you can do it this way, that way. That's why I think we have a multi-generational response.
That'll determine whether it becomes a TAI or Targeted Area for Improvement. Easy peasy. Keep it breezy.
Hey, how's it going, Barb?
Oh, easy peasy.
Yeah. Okay. I am so excited that Barbara is so confused because it means I get to help her with something.
People are responding to us like we're family. And I've always said about half-hour comedy, people have to feel like they want to invite you into their home. While they're hanging out with their family, they finish their homework, who are they going to hang out with? I said to Quinta when we shot the pilot, you're brilliant because there's nothing that we can't do that isn't supported by America, because everything we do is for the good of those beautiful babies. We can act up, we can be crazy, we could break the law, really.
I don't know about that. You're probably better at breaking the
Okay,
law, your character, and breaking knuckles too.
They will if we make them. Just like a little gentle arm twisting.
A little arm twist never hurt.
I had no idea that people were going to respond to Barbara Howard the way they are. The number of teachers who say things like, your shoes. Thank God you chose those shoes. Those are really good shoes. Or the students who laugh and say, we all had the teacher that had Mrs. Barbara Howard's wig. And I was like,
they do. They're specific. They're like that 27-piece wig. They're very specific. For both of us, I think that carries over. The Mama Moesha, the Chessie character, it feels comforting to a generation that is now in their 30s and is facing a world that has a lot more terror in it and a lot more fear of the future. And these kids, they need as much comfort as they can get. And when I say kids, I mean, 30. That's my kids. Some of my kids are 30.
Yeah,
so,
there you go.
Yeah.
We can always tell the ones who really love us. We're like, you must be 35.